reason you have to define to see, why am I struggling with submission? Look back over your life. If submission was something you always struggled with, then I promise you it's something you're struggling with now, if you have not mastered it. If as a child you struggled with submission, you're struggling with it as an adult, because it's not going to just go away because you got older. It's actually going to get more worse. So you will find yourself submitting to those that are in agreement with you. Like, for instance, people, oh, I'm submitted to my job, yeah, because they pay you. That's why. I'll go to work on time, yeah, because they paying you. But can you submit somewhere that you feel as though you're not gaining anything physical? In the house of God, a lot of times it looks like you're not gaining anything physical, because what you're gaining is spiritual. It's making you a better person inside out. And so you would have people say stuff like this, I ain't going to be given to the church. The church ain't gave me nothing. It gave you something. It gave you something. It gave you some integrity that your butt didn't learn in the world. It gave you some love that you ain't conquered out there. It gave you some self-respect that you lost out there. It gave you some stuff. It's just working on the inside, which making your outside to be better. This is a spiritual place. So a lot of what you see or what you experience is going to come from a spiritual realm. So if you always looking, they ain't giving me nothing, I'm telling you, got people think crazy just like that. I'm not finna give to that. I'm not finna give to no church. That's what they'll say. This is ministry, but they'll say, because they're coming to church. I'm not finna go up there and give to that church. They ain't gave me nothing. You'll be surprised how it'll change you internally just by submitting. You'll be surprised what you will gain and the peace you will have at night, the peace you will have throughout the day just by your submitting. You'll be surprised how it'll protect you from things the enemy desires to do. Don't be like that young man, refusing to deal with the inner you, refusing to deal with what's inside of you. Don't be like him. Deal with it so it doesn't drive you out. Deal with it so it does not drive you out. Deal with it. This young man, this is my thing. I wish the Bible would have said this, because this is my thing. If the story were read like that, the life encounter, I hate to call the Bible story, but if the life encounter would have read like that and it was Delphine in it as the father role, so if it was me, this is what I would have did to that prodigal. Because he had jurisdiction over providence, and because he had a position, you understand? Because as my son, he had a position. People knew him in notoriety because of his position. Because he had that position, I'm going to tell you what I would have did with that joker. Y'all, watch yourself in here. I would have took that joker and put him right up in front of them folk and had him tell them people what he was doing. You tell them. You tell them. You tell them what you do. I'm not going to bear the responsibility of that. You tell them. You feel like that's the right thing to do. You parade your little self up in front of them. And you tell them the decision you made. Y'all better hear me? You tell them. Because now I got to deal with the fact of the sting because you're my son. And then I got to deal with this providence because these people looked up to you. You hear me? Because these people respected you. Now, you parade your butt on in. You stand in front of them. And you convince them of the decision you made. And then we'll know. Let us all send you off with this glorious farewell. Let's see how convincing you can be. I bet you if the Father would have put him on display like that, he'd have a change in his thoughts concerning it. Because it's not easy to stand in front of folk that genuinely love you and have to discuss the error of your ways with them. It's not easy. It's a rule in trim I done instituted. Any positions that be filled in this house, I don't care if you sweep the floor. If that's the position, and you get to skip to and maneuver, and decide you want to be the prodigal, because it's subject to happen. I don't mean that offensively. Don't take it offensively. It's subject to happen to everybody, even the preacher. But you made the decision. It's going to be mandatory that you stand up in front of the people and you bear your announcement to the people. You make the announcement to the people. Because we're going to kill any kind of speculation when you do that. See, ain't nobody going to have to try to figure out where you at. See, I won't get phone calls of folk trying to figure out what's going on and I can't say nothing. See? You see how I like to kill confusion? I don't like confusion in my house, y'all. This house of peace. It's a rule up in instituted. I done put it in place. Holy Ghost, he let me. I done talked to him about it. Probably gonna be some folks scared to take positions now. But that's fine. I ain't even worried about it. Because what you done been called to do, you gonna do. And all that's saying is that if you don't want to take one, you would only be admitting something ain't right in here. Because I'm not afraid to do anything that I know I'm righteous in, that my heart is right in. But he has. It's instituted in the house. Any decision, anybody make a decision? To say, well, Trilla's not my home anymore. Make that decision. If you got a position, it's mandatory. You stand in front of the people. No cameras, I ain't gonna give you no cameras. But you stand in front of the people and you talk to them about your decision and where your decision come from and convince them that that's God. I'm gonna leave that to you, not me. I ain't married. I'm gonna do just like the prodigal son father did. Go right back to work. See, when we start putting stuff like that in place, folk gonna stop doing a bunch of crazy stuff. Told y'all, I'm not playing. This ain't no shucking and jiving in here to me. You don't do this right, you'll mess around and miss an eternal place in glory. This ain't play. And no, we're not perfect. But there are certain things that we got to watch to keep from coming among us. And that one thing that we got to make sure don't get in this house is strife. You better watch it, because it's a murderer. It's a murderer in your own house. Get in strife with the people you live with and watch what happens now. Your house going to be busted all up. Because strife divides. It divides. It defies the laws of unity. You can be a place that has issues and yet still function very well. And it doesn't mean that you faking the fact that you got issues. You just ain't got strife. Because issues mean that we working on getting that together. But when strife comes in, strife ain't going to let you work it out. Try to talk to a joker that's in strife. They ain't going to hear nothing. I ain't even finna try. I ain't. I don't mean no harm. I ain't got but so many words I'm going to live by. I'm not finna waste 1,000 of them trying to talk to them and they ain't hearing nothing. Yes, public record. We're not a house that is free of issues. We have them. We have them. But we doing everything in our power to stay a house that's free of strife. Do I got any witnesses in here with me?
Amen. Yeah.
That means we doing everything to try to stay out of strife. Because strife will shut us down. Strife will close our doors. Because ain't nobody going to be hearing nothing. Not going to be able to talk to each other. Not going to be able to reason with each other because of strife. I got some strife killers in here today with me. Some strife killers. Yeah, please help me kill strife. Yes, strife killers. We need to get some shirts made with that on it. Strife killers. I ain't lying. It will tear up something, y'all. Please hear me. It will tear up friendships. It'll tear up marriages. It'll tear up churches. It'll tear up jobs. It'll tear up ministries. It will tear up some stuff. Strife will. Thank God that young man's daddy wasn't in strife. Did y'all hear me?
Amen. Thank God.
Thanks.